Morning everyone, welcome to Compliance Over Coffee. Thursday morning, where has this week gone again? I say that every week, but it just feels like I'm blinking and missing it. And this morning, the title is Ready Steady Go 2021. And I just wondered how many of you are prepped and ready for next year. I know that 2020 has been probably a year that most people will want to forget and put behind them fairly quickly. But we do have to prep for the year ahead so that we can hit the road running in January. And there are opportunities regardless of what's happening in the rest of the world. There will always be opportunities. So we need to be sitting down and prepping. And if you haven't done that now, you need to start doing it. And the way that I do it is Tony and I sit down and decide what our goals are for the end of 2021. We set financial goals and we set other targets. So for argument's sake, members of the Facebook group, how many deals, all sorts of different things, different parameters if you like. My good friend John Paul calls them KPIs. Set your own KPIs or key performance indicators. They can be financial or they can be target driven for numbers in other ways. It doesn't have to be financial. And then work back from there what you have to do to achieve that. For argument's sake, if you're just starting out, have you actually set up your business? Have you got a business account? Have you got everything in place? And trust me, at this moment in time, setting up a business account is no easy task. And I've been attempting now for 16 weeks with a certain high street bank that we bank with personally. And I have done since it was called something else. And we also have 2 business accounts with them, and they still haven't assessed our application. So we've thrown in the towel and we applied for a styling account and got it within about 4 or 5 days. It's just unbelievable at this moment in time. So if you're wanting to set up certainly a high street business account, be prepared for huge long waits, really huge long waits. It's unbelievable. So things like setting up a business account can take you longer than you think. Getting insurance could take you longer than you think. What else do you have to put in place? What have you already got? What are you missing? Put a plan in place and diarise it. We use our calendar a lot, but I don't think I've talked about it before, but we started using a system called Monday.com, and we use it as a project-driven system, not for the sourcing business, but we're going to instigate it for developing and building the association, and obviously providing you guys with documents and online education, all of that sort of thing. So we're using it for that, but I can tell you from looking at it, it will be a really, really cracking, very, very basic CRM system for when you start out as a sourcing agent. And there is a free option to it as well. It's really, really good. Tony's really got into using it as well. But it's about planning for the following year. What are your goals? What do you want to achieve? Because it's like anything else. If you set off on a journey and you've no idea where you're going to end up, you won't get there because you've nowhere to aim for. You've got to have somewhere and something to aim for you then to be able to plan the journey to get to it. If a ship leaves a harbour and it doesn't have an end port, it's just going to wander around. The same with a plane. They have to have an end destination. You have to have an end destination for the end of next year for you to be able to then put into place your plan to be able to achieve that. So set the ultimate targets, and then what are you going to have to do to achieve it? So if you set a financial target, for argument's sake, say you want, £12,000 by the end of next year from sourcing. Work out how much you're going to charge for each deal, and then how many deals that is. Are you already set up? Or do you have an awful lot of stuff to get into place? How long do you think that will take you? When do you think you're going to be able to get your first deal over the line? And work it backwards from there and span your time out and put it in the calendar. We can all sit here and say, oh, I'll do that tomorrow. And trust me, I do it just as much as any of you guys do. Tony does it. We all have jobs and tasks that we don't like to do, and we will put off and put off and put off. I do it all the time. It's human nature, but it's those kinds of tasks that we should be doing first and getting them out of the way, and then we can do the more palatable ones that we don't find as laborious or we don't dislike quite as much. So please, please, please plan for 2021 now. have your end goals, your KPIs, your key performance indicators, as John Paul says, in place. And you don't have to have many, don't set tons, just set maybe 2 or 3 that you want to have in place. And that is how Tony and I judge on how our year has gone, by how we've met our personal and business KPIs. And we will be setting a lot more for next year, because the association will be up and running and the education platform will be fully up and running. So we'll have a lot more for us to be able to gauge ourselves against and drive for and drive to make. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about this morning was, yes, looking forward to 2021, but have you got the plan in place now so that you can actually thrive? Morning, Pauline, how are you doing? You can actually thrive and move forward and drive forward in 2021, because I think it's going to be a good year for sourcing agents to be able to drive the businesses forward. So that's it for this morning. We'll be back shortly with our Christmas trivia quiz. In the meantime, have a great weekend from Compliance Over Coffee, and bye for now.